and you know your supplier of your goods is basically again not a mod, but he's going to help out. He's going to have access to treasure chests and things like that to sell to people. You know, and there's a lot of people that can help us out in this. You know, one of my great friends is Squid. I also have a good friend named Jordan, and they're always on the server trying to help us out as much as they can. So, you know, a lot of times, you know, you can just ask one of them, and they have some history, and they know a lot about what's going on in the server. Among all the other people that I mentioned, such as The Hip and Fish and Papa Smurf and all those guys. Again, these are a list of things that I wanted to add into the server. You can slow down the shot and look at everything and see what we've added. We were talking about doing some posters. I was thinking about doing a poster that essentially was playing up all the guilds and all the buildings we've done. Maybe it's like a wolf, and on his back it's got the Colosseum, and it's got the tower, Chantry Tower, and the giant elephant, and that kind of stuff. Again, more storyboard stuff. Kind of doesn't make a lot of sense to you guys right now, but I'm planning out shots, fight scenes, it's a gun, you know, a bunch of things happening. Videos just haven't come up yet. But I can't show you guys everything, I can only show you so much. So here's like the, you know, simple kind of a storyline breakdown and kind of an outline of who kills who and when it happens. And again, like I said, you can slow all this down, pause it, whatever you got to do. I'll go from this side. And you can kind of see exactly what point, you know, Sarah or whatever, the detail that you really want to find out, that I'm eventually going to put into some form that you can read easier than this. And that'll be a book or a video. This kind of talks about the war and the things that happened between Pavo and when they died, and Sarah himself, and basically the whole dynasty between the Sarah family. Just a random sketch. This is kind of like the Legion shield itself. One of the ideas. We're working on an experience point system. It's going to be based off of a lot of different things, and hopefully that the NPCs will allow you to, you know, get quests that will allow you to get experience points, not only from killing things, but just from completing an overall set of tasks that you have to do. And there'll be different classes that you're put into in different guilds, depending on what you want. And you'll be able to change that stuff around, depending on if you've already tried something and you want to switch it up because you're bored. Retire that character and start a whole new character off from scratch. You can always do that. And then you have your, you know, different types of, there's like a priest, and you have your mages, and I say that because there's like these vampire type mages, and then there's these, they're both red folk, but that's kind of the evil or darker side, and then there's the priests, and they're mages as well, and they do magic, but they basically are on the Pavo's disciple side as well. So they have their own, you know, unique skills. One is more of a side of the light, the sun, and a variety of other things to help them do their spells. And then the opposite side, of course, is going to be more into the dark, and different types of blocks will, you know, like nether blocks and stuff like that, will, and redstone do things for the mages and the dark, you know, Imperial Chantry type of characters. There's a whole bunch of other things as far as the order goes. They're actually going to have a lot of other spells and things they can do because they are a dark side of it. They're not necessarily going to be mages, but they are the undead, so they're going to have their own amazing talents. And the other things you want to think about, obviously, is the Legion is going to be really powerful and strong and fast, because that's kind of part of what they have to do to be balanced with the actual, you know, magic that's going on. And then the same thing goes with the dwarfs, but they're going to have not really spells, but I guess more of relics or things that they've figured out over the years, inventions and creations that they've created, and those things will give them different types of powers. You know, it's going to be really exciting. We just have to work out all these plugins, like I said. Keep expanding our story, that kind of stuff. One of the things that I wanted to do is help the fighters and the Legion and that kind of thing, and I really wanted to create a whole other thing where we actually have a set of, you know, guilds that all play together, and so to keep them all playing together, we kind of have these competitions where they fight each other, and they play it nicely because it's a competition. And even though it's a competition, they really aren't playing that nice. They're trying to kill each other. And if you win, you kind of work your way up the ranking system. And I wanted to have sort of the different divisions and the different belt systems. And the way I wanted to have it is, you have your chainmail and your gold and your diamonds and all of those different types of armor, and I wanted to actually put those into the different divisions. So you could be a diamond champion, and you'd have a specific ring that we would mail you, and it would be pretty cool because you'd be the only one with that ring, and you'd have to defend your champion. And the whole thing works itself out to basically it's a play off of the UFC, and we call it True Fighting Championship, so it's TFC. So for all you fans that like that kind of stuff. We have a variety of classes that are really unique to each one of the guilds. That way we play up on the story a lot. The guilds are there for a reason, as well as each one of the classes are there for a reason. There's a whole reason why each guild specifically has a specific class. We really believe that the hoods and those darker characters are going to be the undead, and we believe that the avatars and these priests are going to be the disciples of Pavo, and as well as you're going to have your fighters, your grave robbers, and all of these different types of characters, and they all really have to play into specific guilds. So as the story gets revealed a little bit more, you'll kind of understand why each class is fit into its specific guild, and hopefully you guys can go, oh, I have a story about a gladiator I'd like to add in there, or a sailor I'd like to add in there, and because it's in that class, you have a kind of a guideline of specific types